the one. Separate from Chinese angel. Just wanna hold you, don't wanna let you go. Separate from Chinese angel. I know where you came from. I know you're the one. Separate from Chinese angel. Just wanna hold you, don't wanna let you go. Separate from Chinese angel. I thank the Lord the day I laid my eyes upon you. A precious angel made a change in my life. I searched the world and baby, I'm so glad I found you. Now that you here, everything is alright. I know you're the one. Separate from just wanna hold you. Don't wanna let you go. I know where you came from. I know you're the one. Separate from Chinese angel. Just wanna hold you. Don't wanna let you go. Separate from Chinese angel. I know where you came from. I know you're the one. Separate from Chinese angel. Just wanna hold you. Don't wanna let you go. Separate from
I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking, wow, you know, it's crazy to me, the things that I see and hear, and you just think to yourself, wow, how would I cope if that was me? How would I cope if that was my son or daughter? You just, God forbid, I hope that people don't have to go through this anymore, but this is life. This is what happens. This is human nature. It seems that, you know, there's always going to be some evil person out there committing these type of crimes, or there's going to be some crazy person out there accusing somebody of committing these type of crimes when they ain't done it.
Right. But that's just it. It's the world that we live in, unless, you know, we stop our existence and we're not here. And at that time, you know, it doesn't matter to me anyway who's out there. I want my family to be well if I leave this earth. But the thing about it is there have been people doing things that are as heinous as what we've been talking about today since the beginning of time. And, you know, even if those people that, you know, the biblical stories out there, the Adam and Eve and the, you know, the things of that nature, you know, you had this whole paradise set up for you and given to you. And you decide, as the story goes, to let's just, you know, interrupt this by, you know, biting this apple. You can do anything you want to do.
You have to go do that.
You can do anything you want to do, and you can live in paradise, and everything is the loveliest in the universe. The only thing you can't do is do this. And, you know, you go through and you do it, and then everything else changes from that moment. Why is it that we are so enamored by what we can't do?
People always want what they ain't supposed to want. And on that note, and I think you shared this link today already, K Rose. You know, the prison officer jailed after she had sex with the inmate.
Oh yeah, I definitely noticed that, and I think I may have posted. I'm definitely going to repost it if I didn't post it before. Okay.
Because when I saw that, see what you just said made me realize, she had a good life. I think she had a husband and a family, and she couldn't resist the temptation to mess with that inmate. And now she's paying the price because she's going to jail, and all for sex.
And what makes, good gosh, what makes you go over the edge and do something?
I told you, she lost her mind. He was that good. She had to have him again and again.
But how do you know that? How do you know she's that good or he's that good?
Well, that's the way she's making it out, because she's in there sobbing and saying, I couldn't help it, and I know what I did was wrong, but I just couldn't help myself, and I had to do it. Ugh.
Well, you can, again, we're going down the rabbit hole as we end the show, but you can help yourself with most anything. And the subject you started the show with, and the one that remains as we go through the end of the show, is as a rapist can make a decision not to rape.
There you go.
A false accuser can make a decision not to false accuse someone.
That's right.
Okay? And a person whose best friend's son is attractive to her she could make the decision, or he. There could be some men that do some things with, friends. There have been men who their daughters' friends.
They couldn't resist her.
She just was just wearing these clothes and your friend. Oh, come on, please.
Anyway.
We're not animals and just doing things that we can't control because of just animal instinct.
They always want the one they ain't supposed to mess with.
That's boo-boo to me. Now that'll take me off the rails. I get sick of people saying that, well, I just had to. You don't have to do anything.
She needs to keep herself to herself.
Right. Well, maybe she should have been keeping herself to herself more, and she would have been doing that with him.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and the same for the prison officer, because I think, hold on, you're supposed to be in a position of authority over that prisoner. You ain't supposed to mess with him like that.
Well, but that's that power thing that we were talking about. She had a power over the prisoner, but the prisoner evidently had a power over her.
But this is it.
Because he made her do something that she just felt she just had to do.
Now she's paying the price, because she got to jail for that.
Well, and she should be under the jail. And the thing those things that are worse than that are when people take advantage of minors and children. Those people need to be under the jail, as far as I'm concerned. Oh. And there are teachers in the United States that do the same thing. They're high school teachers and, sleeping with these young boys. And the boys is almost a badge of courage, and not of courage, but of honor.
That's kudos, isn't it? That's cool kind of thing. Oh, my teacher fancies me kind of thing.
Right, and as a young person not having a good thought process anyway, and that's male or female. If you're a boy or a girl and you're approached by an adult and they feel that you're attractive, there are emotional things that go on with you just feeling that this person wants you.
Yeah, exactly.
And your brain hadn't developed to the point to where you can make good decisions. So
that's right. I mean, but there's one, because I know people. K-Rose, my time is running out.
You sound like the if you remember the Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch when she's melting. My time is running out. But go ahead, sorry.
It's not fair. Oh, it's just not fair. But I'm going to cry off air later. But I have to relinquish the airways. But before we go, I mean, in all seriousness, today's topic has been quite emotional. And like I said, when I was reading some of these articles, I was getting well upset. I was like, okay, but I have to talk about that because I was really annoyed. But one story that I want to end the show with, because it's not to do with rape in that sense, but it's very sad because it's two teenage girls who confessed to the murder of their own mother. Now, they've confessed, we know they've done it because they've said, we did it. But I want you guys to read this article. We're going to share this link because it just goes to show you that if you don't find a way to raise your children in a certain way, these can be the consequences of, they had a fight with their mother, basically, and I think they stabbed her. I say that, and I'm saying it matter-of-factly because that's the fact, but think of all the emotions and think of how they're going to feel knowing that they are the reason why their own mother is no longer here. I
mean, that's on the level of I can't put myself in a mental state to even understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, again, because, I mean, from my mother, there is nothing inside of me that I feel unless there was some mental illness again.
Yeah.
Some psychopathic mental problem.
Yeah.
But
there must be.
It has to be.
Who would do that? Who does that? I mean, this topic has taken me the breadth of crimes that are committed by, people who are not well, people who think it's normal to accuse somebody of something really bad. But in these girls' case, they actually did do it. They killed their own mother. You know what I mean? I was like, okay. I mean,
and for the rest of their lives, and we don't know how long that will be. It could be 40, 50, 80, 100 years. I don't know. Yeah. But for the rest of their lives, they have to carry that with them.
Yeah, that's something else that wow. We're going to share the links. There's so many links that I wanted to share because it's like trying to go into each and every story, as it were. We need more time. And I was just like, wow, you know, the thing, there's a story that I want to share, actually. I mean, that one hit me because I thought that's really sad to know that you killed your own mother. And they say it was an accident, but I ain't being funny. They stabbed her. So that's, in my mind, that ain't an accident because you grabbed a knife and you stabbed her. An accident would be, God forbid, if you like ran her over by accident, if you was backing out of your drive or something. You know, that's an accident and that's bad enough.
An accident is tripping in the kitchen, you know, while you're helping mom and you accidentally, or your dad, and you accidentally falling forward stabbed me in my...
But they deliberately, you know, so I was like, okay, you lot got the murderous gene in you kind of thing. So, and if you see the pictures, you know, when you read the article and you see the pictures of these two girls, they look so innocent, but when you look behind the eyes, there's something not quite right, you know, so you just think, okay. And I'm sure they're twins. They look like twins. I think they are twins, but or if not identical, then they're you know. But can you imagine?
But regardless, they made a decision. One of them may have made the decision, and the other one made the decision to allow it to happen. So, you know, whatever. You know, one of them.
They were both there. They both participated because they were both fighting with their mum. You know, so... And
they both were so upset with their mother. Now, and as we go through and we're telling everyone, I've already posted it. It's on SoMetro Radio, and I posted it. I tagged it in the Ask-Avani-Show on Twitter. If you're so upset with your mother during that time, there's part of the story that I think, you know, as we talk about it, as we end the show, there's a certain level of responsibility. I don't think anybody, you know, the mother couldn't have driven them to this, I hope.
No.
And but it's certain, I have to know how I'm raising my child to see if I could basically, if he has the ability to do this to me.
Yeah, because, and okay, raising them is one thing, but if it turns out that they have a psychiatric mental problem, then that's out of your hands. You can't do anything about that. Because obviously, that's just the brain, isn't it? You can't do anything about that. But the raising them part plays a big part because I think they were arguing with their mother. She must have told them they can't do something or whatever. Or I think she was nagging them because they were late for school or something like that. And they started into this horrific argument, and then they, you know.
But that's part of raising my boys. Because I've had instances where I had to discipline my boys.
Yeah, but that's part of it. That's part of bringing them up, innit? To make them know, okay, you did something wrong and you're going to have to pay the price now. You're going to have to get disciplined or you're going to have to get told off because you shouldn't have done that.
Right, but the part of it is, as I raise them, they have to see the reasoning and why I am disciplining them.
Yeah.
And so it can't be one-sided where it's like you do, as I say, go out there and walk into the middle of the expressway type thing.
No.
There has to be a reason for the discipline. So when I discipline my boys, they may not want to hear the reason, but the reason is part of the discipline. And so that may be...
that's part of explaining why you're being disciplined.
And so that to me is one of my points is that I always try and I not even try, I do. I make sure that as I discipline them or I tell them why I did something, I want them to have that in their minds to digest as they're going forward so I don't wake up with a knife to my throat because they're upset.
Oh, God. I mean, see... Please, we have to share these links because I know my time is running out of me, but there's 2 more stories and then we're going to have to get rid of it. We're going to have to go because time is running out.